Well, it looks like we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of that in the Flash film, which is set to come out in 2022, directed by Andy Muschietti. This news broke a few hours ago from The Hollywood Reporter that Kiersey Clemons to star in the Flash movie. So this is from The Hollywood Reporter. Let's get into this article and see what they have to say. The actress will reprise her role as Iris West, the romantic interest of Barry Allen. Kiersey Clemons has closed a deal to star opposite Ezra Miller in Warner Bros. DC movie The Flash. The actress will reprise her role as Iris West, the romantic interest of Barry Allen, aka The Flash. Clemons portrayed the intrepid reporter West in Justice League, but her role was cut by director Zack Snyder back in 2017. That's not quite true. Before he turned the film over to Josh Whedon. Snyder added her character back in recently for his upcoming cut, which debuts on HBO Max on March 18th. Don't worry, I'll talk about that in a second. Michael Keaton, who is no stranger to the DC universe, having starred as the Cape Crusader in Tim Burton's Batman movies, will reprise the character for the film, which will begin shooting in London in April. The Flash, which is DC's latest standalone film, not really, joining Wonder Woman and Aquaman, is scheduled to open on November 4th, 2022. It director Andy Muschietti is helming it, from a screenplay written by Christina Hodson. Barbara Muschietti and Michael Disco are producing, while Marianne Jenkins is serving as executive producer. Plot details are being kept under wraps. In the comics, Alan and West grew up together after Alan's mother was killed, and his father was blamed for the murder. They eventually marry, and they frequently work together to neutralize villains. After starring in a series of Sundance breakouts, including Dope and Hearts Beat Loud, Clemons segued to major studio fare with Disney's most recent interpretation of Lady and the Tramp. Other credits include Amazon's The Only Living Boy in New York and Universal's Sweetheart. And I think she was in Bad Neighbors too, if I remember, with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron. Yeah, so Kiersey Clemons. Now, there was reports before that she would not be in the Flash movie. There was something over scheduling conflicts, stuff like that. Maybe Andy Muschietti was deciding to go in a different direction and recasting, this character. But Kiersey Clemons will be back. We'll see her in the Snyder Cut on March 18. She's being put back in. Now, in the article, it said that Zack Snyder removed her from the movie. It's not quite true because Josh Whedon is the one who removed Kiersey Clemons. But if Zack did continue on as director, Warner Bros. Wanted the film to be 2 hours, so more than likely Kiersey Clemons would have been cut out of that version, the 2-hour version of Justice League, not the big arc, not the big story that Zack Snyder was planning. So maybe it's kind of a half-truth thing to it, because Zack in this 2-hour cut probably wouldn't have had Kiersey Clemons because he wouldn't have the time. So, but Josh Whedon definitely excluded her. And there's a lot of race issues around Warner Bros. Right now, because look at the 2017 film of Justice League. Ray Fisher, his complete arc was cut out. His parents were kind of mostly cut out as well. Kiersey Clemons was cut out. The actor who's supposed to play Adam, he was cut completely out of as well. So there is a lot of stuff like that going around Warner Bros. And I think if they were to recast Kiersey Clemons with a white actress, or not even bring Kiersey Clemons back at all, it would cause even more controversy. So I think Andy Muschietti and his team are doing the right thing by getting Kiersey Clemons to come back and playing Iris West. Now maybe it was just scheduling conflict, they couldn't get her down for a contract. That's all likely because, look, this Flash film was supposed to come out, in 2018? Ridiculous stuff. We're in 2021 now. It's not coming out until 2022. So she was probably in limbo as well with other projects. And I think even Billy Crudup might have dropped out at a time as well because he was tired waiting around for this film to get into production because they've gone through so many writers, so many directors. So that's probably a lot to do with it as well, because the actors were being played around with, saying, oh, we'll shoot now, but no, wait 4 months, we'll shoot then. But actors can't really wait around because they want to work now and they need to get other opportunities. So that's probably a lot they got to do with it as well, but I'm glad. And it's kind of a connective tissue with the Snyder world and also the DCU world that Walter Hamada is trying to build. Birds of Prey was very much in Zack Snyder's Gotham world. Shazam had references to Batman v Superman, to Man of Steel. So I find those things very interesting. And also with the Snyder Cut, she'll be in it. She'll be in for, I don't think, that long. There's one scene at least, her and Barry, we've seen it from the trailers, got to see it at the start of the video, where they do interact. So it will be interesting to see if she's in it a little bit more. But if Zack Snyder gets to go back and make a continuation of Justice League 2 or 3, she would probably be a part of this. Or maybe it was just breadcrumbs from Zack to say, look, Iris West, Kiersey Clemons is perfect for the role. Whoever takes up the mantle as the Flash director can use her. Maybe that's what he was planning all along. But Kiersey Clemons, there's no need to recast. I'm sure she's not terrible in the role. She's an actress. I'm sure she does an amazing job. But I'm happy that she's brought back. kind of cast, recast as Iris West, Kiersey Clemons is. But there's also talk about Ray Fisher. When will Warner Brothers get Ray Fisher back in this movie? Because he was in the early drafts and the initial scripts. That Cyborg was a big part of this. Because if you remember, when Ezra Miller's Flash showed up in the Flash show with Grant Gustin, he talks about, Victor was right, something like that. So those two are very close, Victor and Ezra Miller's character of Barry Allen. And you even see that in some of the trailers, like fist bumping each other. They're close characters, so they're probably friends. It would be a shame not to have Cyborg in this movie, it really would. But of course, Ray Fisher has his own problems with Warner Brothers, with Walter Amati. He wants him to apologise. He wants him to make up for what he was trying to do with the investigation with Josh Whedon, John Berg and Jeff Johns when it had absolutely nothing to do with him. So Ray is holding his own. He has his own stance. And I think out of all the character trailers that we got from the past week for the Snyder Cut, I think Ray Fisher's Cyborg had the most views on Twitter, which is absolutely ridiculous considering there's Batman, there's Superman, there's Jason Momoa's Aquaman, there's Wonder Woman. That's amazing from Ray Fisher to have that amount of views and that amount of engagement all day, the trending. So that's brilliant for him. Very much the fan base do like him in the role. They want to see him portrayed more. We get to see the right interpretation of him in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and even the 2017 version actually thought was the best part about it. So I think there's time. It's time for Walter Amati to kind of make amends, to do what's right, and maybe Ray will come back. But at the end of the day, if Ray doesn't want to come back to this role, if he doesn't want to be in the Flash movie, that's his own decision. I'm happy with whatever Ray is happy with, whatever makes him happy as a person. That's 100%. If he doesn't want to come back, maybe Ray just wants to play in the Snyder world. He wants to be directed by Zack Snyder. He wants to be produced by HBO Max. Those kinds of things. So if that's what he wants, that's 100%. But Kiersey Clemons is her own person, her own actress. She needs work, and this is a big movie to turn down. The Flash is set to be huge. Maybe the Justice League will pop up. We know that Supergirl is there, Michael Keaton. So this is a pretty big movie. But I'm happy because it looks like, even from the small snippets we get of those two, it looks like they have some sort of chemistry, which I really like. And she looks brilliant as well. I really like that scene where she's looking up, kind of a crush, but she's looking up at Barry Allen after he saves her and then he runs away. So I like it so far, and hopefully it gets expanded more in Justice League coming out next week. So yeah, I'm happy for Kiersey Clemons. What's your thoughts, guys, on Kiersey Clemons being recast as Iris West for the Flash movie? Because for a time there, it looks like they were going to get somebody else. She might not be in the movie, and that would have been a big FU towards her as an actress playing this role, especially when she was cut out of the 2017 version. So happy for her. Looking forward to the Flash movie. Hopefully Ray can get that apology, and then it's up to Ray whether he wants to come back or not. Maybe he doesn't want to. That's 100%, but he at least should get the apology, or the other people should get the apology that he's looking for. But anyway, guys, the Flash movie set to come out on 2022. Yeah, you won't feel time go by. The Snyder Cut's coming next week, so it's all coming fairly quickly. We'll probably get more casting announcements for the Flash coming up in the next few months. We've got Supergirl, Batman. Who else will show up in this is pretty interesting. But guys, give a like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. Let me know your thoughts below, and follow me on the ending credits. That stuff is in the end credits of the video. That stuff is in the end credits. My Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Okay, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Enjoy and have fun.